Hey gamers, what's up? It's FPS Gamer, your friendly marketing manager by day and a shooter game fanatic whenever I get my hands on a mouse and keyboard. When the 9-to-5 grind is over, you'll find me in the trenches of virtual battlegrounds. And hey, I'm not keeping all the gaming wisdom to myself. I've got this cool spot called https://fepsgamer.blog where I spill all the deets about the games I'm obsessed with. Now, guess what? I'm diving into the YouTube universe. Yep, the blog wasn't enough, and I thought, why not share the gaming shenanigans on video? So here we are. Expect real talk, honest reviews, and maybe a bit of laughter at my epic fails because, hey, it's all part of the gaming journey. If you're into shooter games, laughs, and just hanging out, hit that subscribe button. Let's turn this gaming passion into a community. So, Risk of Rain 2 is this cool cooperative shooter where you find yourself stranded on an alien planet. You're battling all sorts of otherworldly creatures, grabbing artifacts, and leveling up. It's a blast. The game's got this roguelike thing going on, so every run is a fresh experience with random levels, characters, and upgrades. Your main goal is to track down the teleporter to jump to the next stage. Once you hit that device, a boss shows up and minions keep popping in even after you take down the big bad. Gotta wait for the teleporter to charge up to 100% before moving on. What really got me hooked is how the difficulty scales up over time. As minutes tick by, the game gets seriously tougher. Even the tiniest minion can mess you up. It's that perfect mix of friendly and serious challenge that makes Risk of Rain 2 a standout game. On top of that, by finding and completing the challenge inside hidden realms, you will be granted artifacts. Oh, these artifacts are total game changers. The one I've unlocked so far? It turns all enemies into elites, making the whole game a brutal showdown where every dodge and hit marker seriously matters. The in-game difficulty ramps up from easy to impossible, and I haven't even hit the massive ha 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 part yet. Believe me, once you're deep into the game, it's basically a one-shot kill situation. Timing your movement ability, strategizing around your loadout, and making the most of your upgrades become an absolute necessity. And can we talk about how visually stunning this game is? The vibrant color palette and dynamic lighting make it super engaging and immersive. You get so lost in this world, man. The VFX, the animations, the character models, everything is top-notch. Most roguelikes don't bother with this level of detail, but Risk of Rain 2 nails it. It's like they've got the secret recipe for making everything look absolutely killer. The Steam community is absolutely loving Risk of Rain 2, and it's not just a small thing, it's overwhelmingly positive reviews all around. This kind of praise speaks volumes about how the game grabs players and keeps them hooked. The way it smoothly blends roguelike mechanics, challenging gameplay, and cooperative elements has struck a chord, making Risk of Rain 2 a must-try in the gaming scene. Now, let's talk about the latest expansion, Survivors of the Void. They dropped in 2 new survivors, the Railgunner and the Void Fiend. And that's not all. We're talking 3 new stages, 2 elites, 3 fresh bosses, and a whopping 18 new upgrades. Plus, they threw in corrupted versions of some power-ups for good measure. Oh, and here's a fun fact. Risk of Rain has been around for a solid decade. That's 10 years of gaming goodness. Started back in 2013 as a 2D roguelike, and now look at it. A fully fledged coupe or solo roguelike experience packed to the brim with content and builds to experiment with. Roboquest takes a unique spin on its rogue-lite elements. As a first-person roguelite shooter, you can dive into the action either solo or team up in a 2-person co-op. The game throws at you a diverse arsenal of weapons, class-specific upgrades, a variety of classes to choose from, and sneaky puzzles that pave the way for game progression. The recent launch of its 1.0 version came with a promise to keep the excitement rolling by continuously dropping free content updates. Where Roboquest truly shines is in its weaponry department, offering players an extensive range to suit various playstyles. Whether you're into the close and personal chaos of shotguns or prefer the precision of taking out enemies from a distance with rifles, this game's got it all. The weapons feel downright satisfying to wield, each packing its own unique attributes and quirks. Tinkering with different combinations brings an extra layer of strategy to the table, nudging players to discover their ultimate loadout for maximum effectiveness. It's a shooter with options, and it encourages you to find your groove in the chaos. I'm still finding new ones all the time, and mind you, I haven't gotten past Chapter 2. All types of crazy weapons exist, like Tesla guns, mortars, ridiculous shotguns, while also bringing sleek weapons like kunai, tomahawk, and a hornet bow. Now let's talk about classes in Roboquest. You will start as the Guardian, a class that has both decent offensive and defensive capabilities. Once you start progressing through the story, and by completing challenges, you will unlock advanced classes like the Recon or the Elementalist class. In total, there are 6 classes, namely Guardian, Commando, Recon, Engineer, Ranger, and Elementalist. Each fresh run offers class-specific upgrades, and by combining certain upgrades, you will create explosive synergies that will later on result in fully fledged builds. Roboquest offers 3 main difficulties: Discovery, Easy, Standard, and Hard. After you beat the game, you will unlock the Guardian difficulty that stacks up to 4 times by subsequently beating the game while on the Guardian difficulty. Music. The music in Roboquest is like the cool background beat to all the action. It really matches the game's speedy vibe, making everything more awesome. When things get tense, the music gets suspenseful, and when you're blasting through enemies, it's like a pumped-up soundtrack. The tunes just click perfectly with the game's style, adding an extra layer of fun to the whole experience. As we bring our journey through these awesome roguelike games to a close, let's dive into the vibes they offer. Risk of Rain 2, a seasoned veteran with years of development, lays out a feast of content and classes to immerse yourself in. The challenge factor is no joke, thanks to the escalating in-game difficulty that adds a thrilling edge to the experience. Now, let's shift gears to Roboquest, the fresh face in the scene that just hit its 1.0 milestone. It's like the new kid on the block, more casual and laid back. With a friendly map always pointing the way, it's akin to having a buddy guiding you through the adventure. Ultimately, it all comes down to vibes and personal taste. Whether you're vibing with the polished complexity of Risk of Rain 2 or chilling with Roboquest's more easygoing style, both games are a win. It's like choosing between 2 different flavors of awesome in the world of roguelike gaming. Cheers to the variety and excitement each of these games brings to the table. I would also like to thank my real-life homie, Babo Beats aka 98OTB. He makes music and beats. Both beats I use today are copyright-free, and you can find them on his YouTube channel at 98OTB. Babo, you are the best! This AI voice is temporary until I find the balls to record myself. See you on the next one, homies!